There we go. You know the real reason I'm actually stopping these Facebook Lives is because I ran out of jokes to do at the beginning of them. I just couldn't come up with anything to do anymore here at the beginning, so I'm gonna have to just quit. But I'm not gonna quit the originals. Oh, Boots is watching. Just kidding. Okay, what's the magic number? We're gonna have some questions. Questions first, I guess. Q&A. I got my hair cut. I had to. It was getting worrying. There are always new jokes to do. No, I'm out. I'm out. 200. Okay, that's optimistic. Someone thinks we're gonna make 200. I don't know that we can make, what time is it? It's like 1 a.m. over here. Most of Europe will be sleeping. And Supercross is on soon, so. I don't know. I think we need a different number. 200 is too ambitious. What do you think? Another 200. Oh, God. You better share this then. 133. Riku, olit sä 133. The lights actually broke here. I put another light here, but it's kind of bright. How do I dim it? Is that better? Whoa. We're kind of bright here. Let's see what we can do. Well, we're at 160 already. So, I mean, maybe we can actually make 200. That would actually be pretty funny if the final Facebook Live ever actually never happens because we don't achieve the number. We don't reach the number we wanted. So, well, cancelled. That was it. 170. I mean, now just spam a few people. I mean, I heard that there was a thread that was pretty popular here. Elliot made a post. So, I'm sure all those people want to watch. Aye. How's club racing? I haven't raced anything. The last race I did was, what was the last race I did? DNC? DNC. So that, DNC was the last race I did, so not much racing going on. There's not going to be any races really for me, just a few races in Finland. Keep your Facebook tomorrow so we can watch this live in the morning. It's 2:16 a.m. here. Yeah, it's, I guess it's gonna be, my Facebook will be there for 24 hours at least, so you can watch it and then I'll delete it after that. And yeah, it's not clickbait. I'm actually gonna quit Facebook. And we reached 200. That's amazing. Is that a new record? Have we ever started at 200? I don't know. Anyway, so we have a few topics to cover here. Let me see what they were again. You're gonna have to bear with me here. I'm gonna try and spill the beans once and for all. Once and for all. Let me just find. I need to find the things that we were going to talk about. Here we go. So today we're going to cover, first of all, why I'm quitting Facebook. Then I'm going to explain why I'm such an asshole on Facebook. Then we'll go into the big question. Do I hate America? because that always comes up. Always make a post and then people say, why do you hate America? Well, I'm going to answer that question. Do I hate America and why do I care? Well, those are the two questions I get a lot. Then number 4, which I think after I address number 4, probably we'll have like 25% of the viewers we have had before number 4. Because number 4 is, do I think Elliot Boots is racist? Now, why is that relevant? I'll get to that. Then we're going to cover, if I'm so fucking clever, what's the solution? Do I actually have a solution or am I just complaining? So we're going to cover that too. And then, am I a narcissist, an egomaniac? Do I think I'm God? Like, do I really think that I'm making a difference or that I can make a difference? I'm going to answer that too. And then I'm going to give my opinion of what I think people can actually do. What can people do to improve our life that we live here? I will be waiting on Twitter. No, I'm not going to get on Twitter. No. And then we're going to talk about some RC shit after that. Like what's going on with JQ Racing and that kind of stuff. Unless this gets too long, because then I'm not going to bother. But anyway, let's get into it. So why am I quitting Facebook? Well, when I first got on Facebook, I really enjoyed it. It was funny. I saw what my friends were doing. I saw all the information about racing. It was fun banter and arguments and it was just fun. Post some sarcastic comment, banter this way, that way. It was good fun. Lately, I haven't really been enjoying it anymore. And the reason that I don't really enjoy it is that Facebook has become so commercial and it's so full of fake shit. Everyone is just filling it with actual fake news. And I don't just mean the stuff I hate, like even people who agree with me, like whatever the things are that I think and I agree with, our team, same kind of shit, just extreme memes, take a story, twist it to fit their agenda. And then you have all these different alternative truths out there. So what has happened is that people can't even agree on the facts anymore. So it's not possible to have a discussion or an argument or talk about something where we all agree on the facts. Like this is what happened, this is the situation, and then we all have different opinions about that thing. Like this is what happened, this is the reality, I think this, I think that, you're an idiot, no you are, and you discuss that, right? No, that doesn't happen anymore. Now it's like this conspiracy theory, that conspiracy theory, this, it's all so stupid. I can't stand it, really. I'm out. Then another thing, actually, the reason why I decided to stop now, because I was always going to quit Facebook at the end of this year, because then it's like 10 years of JQ Racing and we have some plans for the future. And I'm like, I don't need to be on Facebook anymore. I do so much business on Facebook, so I've kind of stayed on. But I have a different way to approach the business in the future, and I don't need Facebook for work anymore. But why did I leave earlier? Is because of all the things that happen in the world now. People who normally don't really comment about these things, they started speaking up. My friends, other races that I know, like acquaintances. And there's so many, so like out of touch, dumb takes. Like I can't. It's really frustrating, you know? And it's not like someone has a different opinion to me, so it triggers me. No, it's just that it's like, it's such tone-deaf posts and like not understanding what's going on and being so biased and not seeing that you're biased, and then adding to that sharing all that fake stuff that I just mentioned. It's like, fuck no, it's just too much. Like, I don't want to be here anymore. And also, Facebook and social media in general, it affects people. It affects me too. It affects people's moods the way they think, the way they feel. I don't want it to affect me. I don't want what I see on Facebook in the morning to affect me and how I feel. So I'm just gonna quit. I think this is Keenan's like happiest day ever, that I'm actually quitting Facebook. So that's why I'm quitting. It's a fucking cesspool right now. I don't like it. Okay, so that's that. Next point. Now we're slowly moving towards the more important stuff. So why am I such an asshole on Facebook? I have a good story about this. I think that propaganda isn't fun. Exactly. So there's a name for it. All these twisted memes on the left, on the right, this way, that way, all these different viewpoints, taking one thing and twisting it to their own agenda. It's propaganda. I can't stand it. Why am I such an asshole? I have a story about this. How should I put this? If I just say something, if I just tell someone something and I'm polite, I'm respectful, cordial, I tell them my opinion, I say whatever, that's basically the same message that I say, but I say it in a polite way, a nice manner. It doesn't go through. The reason is that all people are pretty selfish and not really selfish, sorry, like even me, like me too, I'm the same way. Like, what's the word? Like, we have an opinion and we hold our opinion to a high regard. Like, we are right. This is my opinion and I'm right. So to change someone's opinion, it takes a bit more than just being like super polite and like being nice to them. And, you know, like the things that I talk about, you don't get people to really think about them by being polite. But if you're offensive, if you get an emotional response out of a person, it's because you triggered them. And if you trigger someone, then they will remember it. And I'll explain with a story. So that affected me, something that happened to me. So I started my own company and made my own car. And I'm sure people had all kinds of different things and feedback and whatnot, and I don't remember. But there was one time in Argentina in 2012 when Renault Savoia said that my car is a piece of shit. And it was a situation where he was running for Sweep, and Ryan Lee was working for Sweep as the team manager, and he was running a JQ. And we were in the pits, and Ryan broke something, and I can't remember the exact situation, like something. Anyway, he said something to which Renault replied, "It's because your car is a piece of shit." Okay. Now, you have to understand that at this point in time, I had dedicated like day and night for years to get this fucking car done. I knew there were issues. We solved issues. At this point, 2012, it was getting good. And he said that. So it really annoyed me and pissed me off. I didn't hate him and never hate him. And that's not why this back and forth banter with Savoia is going on. Like, we're cool. We're actually good. But the fact that he said something offensive and triggered me, that's why I remembered it. That's why it played on my mind. Even like if I didn't want to think it, sometimes I would just fucking see him and I'd think about it, you know? And it motivated me. I was like, fuck this guy. It's not about how good my car is. It's about the perception other people have of it. His perception was that my car is a piece of shit. It's irrelevant how good it actually was. His perception was that it was a piece of shit. So I needed to address that. I needed to fix that, you know? So had he just been polite about it, I wouldn't have thought twice about it. It wouldn't have motivated me. I wouldn't have thought about it. Do you see what I mean? Same thing. If someone says something that's inconsiderate or wrong or offensive to someone, and I go in and I fucking nuclear bomb the post, they will remember. If I say something disrespectful and rude and offensive and they get triggered, they're going to remember. And if they are the kind of person, that are capable of critical thought, introspection, and thinking about things and making up their mind, then that is the moment that it could happen. Many people aren't that way. Many people just are like, fuck JQ, he's an asshole. But I don't care about those people. I care about the people who get triggered, think about it, because like, why would JQ say that about me or to me? Like, what the fuck? And maybe they bring it up in conversation with one of their friends, and maybe they talk about it, and maybe that results in them opening their mind a bit and maybe thinking about something a bit differently. Something where they were 100% of this opinion, and I came in and I just carpet bombed the post. It may lead to a door opening in their mind. This has happened countless times. Countless times. People always, Keenan always, you aren't changing anything, you aren't changing anything. Yes, I am. One person at a time. They've messaged me, they've told me this. You know, I even posted some of those messages. So it happens. So yeah, that's why I do it the way I do. Because it works on me, so why doesn't it work on someone else? But why do I do it? Why do I bother? And I mean, I don't know. I don't exactly know why I'm this way. Maybe we can get into it a bit deeper later on in this rant. But essentially, like, what do I want? What I want is that I want people to be better. So when I see people being narrow-minded or closed-minded, I want to at least attempt to open their minds a bit. And yeah, that's just how I am. That's how I'm wired. It's like, it's like this. So I care about people that I don't know and who don't affect my life in any way. And I want the world to be better for them also, you know? So then what can I do? I mean, yeah, I can try and make it so more people realize that fact. Like, hey, maybe this place should be better for everyone. So, yeah. I think it has a lot to do with environment, like how I grew up and that kind of stuff, I think. And Finnish society is a society where like human life is valued. But let's get into that later, because I kind of have a rant about that too. I think environment and how you grow up is a big deal in how you think about the world. But anyway, next thing. Do I hate America? And why do I always post about America? Why don't I post about Myanmar or Thailand or Canada? Why do I post about America? Okay. How do I say this now so I don't get assassinated at the next race? I don't hate America. I don't hate any country. I don't hate any religion. Or wait, I hate all religions, to be honest. I don't hate any followers of a religion. I don't hate any group of people. I don't hate anything like that. I don't really hate individual people even, really. Like, I just don't. Like, maybe for a short time. The thing is that Americans maybe don't realize this, but America plays a very big part in the world, because America is a superpower in the world. And if you say that it's America, Russia, and China that are the three biggest, strongest countries in the world, China and Russia are very closed countries, very controlled countries. America is very open and free, in a sense, right? So America has the biggest influence on other countries in the world. Cultural, political influence. And I think in developing countries, look at Latin America, Central America, African countries, America, through their foreign policy, they affect them directly. You know, just look at history. CIA, all the operations they do, like all of that stuff. That still happens today. Like directly influences millions of people. Usually, unfortunately, well, I shouldn't say usually. Unfortunately, many times negatively. That's why I care who the leader of America is and what their foreign policy is, because they affect so many people in the world directly like that. Then they also affect Western rich countries, Europe, trade deals, all that stuff. Like trade deals matter, you know. People in, just talking with someone in Belgium and talking about how immigrant labor is coming in and they can pay lower wages and all that stuff. Like trade deals also affect those kind of things, you know. In an industry that is strong in a country, a trade deal could ruin that industry. You know, it's a big deal. Trade deals matter. So whoever is the leader in a country like America is important to the rest of the world. And also, like I started saying, so like cultural norms and culturally America affects the rest of the world. So if you have an American political leadership that is divisive and racist and fuck the immigrants and this and that and blaming others and all that, that sort of sentiment starts propping up in other countries too. So that's why I bring up America, because let's put it like this. If America was truly to become the best country in the world, a beacon of light on earth, there's no fucking homeless people anymore. The least amount of prisoners. The richest country in the world, like the poverty level is like non-existent. Everyone's going to school, everyone's healthy and happy and all that shit. Like if it truly became that, then that's kind of the direction the rest of the world would start going into, because the American leadership for foreign policy would be a positive force, you know? That's what I want. I don't want it to be a case where it's like, well, if we do this, we're going to benefit ourselves, so let's do it. Fuck these people over here. No, that's not the way of thinking I want. I want it to be like, hey, so we can do really well here. Let's do this deal. It's going to be a win-win. That kind of thinking. That's the thinking that will improve our situation here. So that's why I care. That's why I post about America. Because Thailand isn't going to change the world, but America can. See what I mean? Seriously. Like, I'm giving you guys props right now. America is a world-leading nation with power and influence on the rest of the world. That's why I care. Yes, I care about American citizens too. I don't want American citizens to suffer, but I care about everyone, the whole world. And I can see that a big player right now in the direction the world is going is America. And America should lead by example. That's why I make those posts. So no, I don't hate America. I want America to be the best possible country humanly possible on this fucking earth. If Finland is the greatest country on earth and everyone's super happy, it's not going to change shit. But if America is, it's going to start changing shit. Get what I'm saying? Anyway, enough of that. Enough of that. Let's move on to why all you people have over 300 freaking people, that's crazy. I don't think I've ever, oh, 300. I'm gonna need another drink. Oh my God. Okay, let's relax and not try and, let's drop this lecturing tone. It's not, I don't like it. Okay, let's chill a bit. I made some notes because this is really tricky territory. Because we are gonna cover next. I made some notes, like I said, I'm gonna have to read this. Do I think Elliot Boots is racist? Oh my God. Well, let me just put it this way. Would I have a picture of a racist on my wall? Look. That's him. That's me. We aren't even social distancing. Okay, so do I think Elliot's racist? Let's put it this way. This is not as easy to answer as I would hope. But I'm going to put it like this. I do not think that Elliot Boots is consciously racist. I don't. But I do think that Elliot Boots has some problematic views and opinions. And I am going to attempt to explain to you why I think that. And then I want you all to somehow forget about Elliot and let's talk about the bigger picture. Because there are many people just like Elliot on my Facebook, in my life, my friends, my acquaintances, white people like Elliot, black people like Elliot, religious people, atheists, Asians. This is not a thing like white people or Elliot specifically. Or I'm gonna use this example because it's a good example, okay? And then I want to try and explain a bigger picture thing after that. So, to be clear, do I think Elliot is racist? No, I don't think Elliot is consciously being racist. Like, fuck the darkies. I don't think so. I think he cares about all people to some extent. I think he thinks racism is wrong, but I think he has some inconsistent and problematic views. We all do. So here's a disclaimer. I do the same thing. I have some problematic views. I'm inconsistent too, to some extent. I say and do things that I don't actually agree with. So I'll give you a couple of examples. So I tend to say, oh, that's so gay, or don't be gay, or something like that. Like a derogatory, it's like a jokey thing to say, like, it's something negative. But being gay isn't negative. Like, imagine if instead of saying don't be gay, imagine if I said as a joke, hey, don't be black. Like, don't be such a black guy. Like, that would be like super offensive. Like, in my mind. It's equally as offensive as saying don't be gay. But I say it. I shouldn't say that. I also say, don't be a pussy. Just do it. Like, don't be a pussy. Well, what am I trying to say? I'm saying, like, don't be what is the word? See, I say don't be a pussy so much I can't even think of the word. Coward. Like, don't be a coward, I'm saying. But why am I saying pussy? Do I think women are cowardly? Like, women aren't somehow as good as men? Like, men are strong and brave and women are just cowards? Like, I don't think that. But why do I say that? So it's like, in society, we have these things, like, if we don't actively think about them, maybe we aren't actually doing something that's good and productive. Like, maybe we have some things we do that we don't actually agree with if we are put on the spot. Like, if a woman told me, hey, why do you say that? That's offensive to me. I'd have to think about it. You know? Anyway, let's get to the point. So what happened? Why am I picking on Elliot? Why am I dragging him under the bus? Or what's that saying? Well, the reason is that, as you all know, in America, there have been, well, forever in America, there's been racial tension. Slavery, Jim Crow, all that bullshit, you know the story. Hundreds of years first, then another 100 years of that, and then another 50 years of that, and it's just been a whole bunch of bullshit we're not gonna get into now. So present day today, because of all the historical things that have happened, because of the history, black people, minorities, generally speaking, poorer than white people. Poorer areas, worse opportunities for education, all kinds of stuff like that, you know? We had the drug war and all kinds of stuff like that, where they kind of flooded black areas with crack cocaine. Got a lot of people in jail, a lot of broken families. There's a lot to it. We're not going to get into that. Let's take a step back, look at the bigger picture. What are the facts? Let's agree on the facts. We have data, we have numbers, we can look at this. So, the situation in America is that the police shoot to kill. Step number one. The police don't have a very high, the police don't place as high a value on human life as in some other countries. Not all police, of course, some police. But there's this kind of systemic problem of violence, police brutality. It's like an endless stream of videos you can watch, all kinds of different levels of police brutality. In many Western countries, you don't have that. Like Brazil, Nigeria, like fucking developing countries, like you have that crazy shit. And America, but America's supposed to be a beacon of light, the best country in the world, right? Why do they have the levels of police brutality that some countries you don't want to compare them to have? So there's an issue, there's some kind of problem there. Is it a culture issue or something? Like something's going on. So we get to present day. Black people and minorities are disproportionately affected by police brutality. Because of that, and because of the history, the spark that ignited the protests now was of a black man being killed by a white police officer. Don't focus on that individual case. The problem is police brutality. The problem is black policemen, white policemen, white police women, black police women, all different kinds of police being brutal and brutalizing American citizens. That's the problem. They brutalize all white, Asian, black Americans, everyone. Okay? That is the problem. It became a movement, Black Lives Matter, because it disproportionately affected black people. That's why it started there. But it's not about only black people or only minorities. It's about everyone. It's about police brutality in general. Okay, so we understand that now. The protests start. There's a lot of angry people. The COVID thing, everything adds to it. It just fuels the fire. There's a lot of rioting and looting. But the majority of people protesting, white people too, not just black people, white people, Asians, all kinds of people, They're protesting police brutality. That's what they are protesting. They want equality. They want human lives to be valued. That's what they want. Okay? So this spreads all around the world. Even in Finland, there was a protest. So in England, they had protests. So what happened was Elliot shared this post, and I can read it to you. So it's a picture of this guy, Lee Rigby. He's wearing this like traditional UK, I wouldn't know what to call that, but he's like in the army, a soldier. You know, so that traditional dress in his official photo or whatever. So he looks respectable, yeah, patriotic. And the text reads like this. Protesting in London over a white man killing a black man over 4,000 miles away. Where was the outrage when a black man murdered Lee Rigby on the streets of England? That's the post Elliot shared. Now, this post is making it about race. So why are we worried about some white guy killing a black guy in America? Because a black guy killed a white guy in England and no one cared. That's kind of what it's trying to say. Now, what's the problem? I mean, it's not even true because, yes, everyone fucking cared. It was a Muslim terrorist, a jihadi, a black guy, yes, I can't remember from where, but a Muslim. He was a jihadi terrorist who stabbed this guy to death in the street. And there's a video of him all covered in blood in the street going nuts. He was fucking insane guy. It wasn't state-sanctioned police force killing someone. You know, it's a completely different situation. But even if we don't care about that, let's just let's think like what motivates someone to make this post? Like, do they think about what this post is saying? Essentially, this post is saying that why are we caring about that protest? Like, it delegitimizes the whole struggle for equality and the protesting against police brutality. It delegitimizes it. It's like a white man just killed a black man. It's far away. We don't care about that. We should care about what's happening here. And here, black man is killing the white man, you know? Like, it's not a good... Context matters. Like, look what's happening in the world, and this is what you come back with. It's similar to, like I explained, the problem with police brutality affects everyone, but disproportionately it affects minorities. That's why it started with Black Lives Matter. Like, hey, essentially Black Lives Matter too. Like, don't forget, we also matter. Hey, hello, you know, that's the message. And then when you reply to that with all lives matter, you're like shutting them down. Like, hey, you don't matter more than us. Like, you don't have any extra problems. You're like, we all have problems. Like, we all matter. No, it's not like that. Like, it's a very like tone deaf thing to post. Okay, not a huge deal. Kind of. But kind of it is. And I'll try and explain. Thanks for hanging around. I'll really try and explain why I think this is a problem. And I'll use Elliot for a bit, and then we'll move on from Elliot. Sorry. So, Elliot actually called me about this. Like, what the fuck? Like, why did you... Because he deleted his post eventually. After defending it and saying that he's not racist and he doesn't see a problem and all that crap, he did delete his post. But I wasn't done, because I'm like, I need to address this. So I had taken a screenshot of it and I posted it on my Facebook, and I wrote something like, well, that's funny. Like, I called him out, he told me I'm an idiot, and yet he deleted his post. Why would he do that? Like, was there something wrong with it? What is it? So then he called me like, why are you bringing this up again? Why can't you just forget about this? And here's the deal. Me and Elliot agreed on everything. I asked him all these things, and we agreed on it. So we agreed that racism exists. We agreed that racism is wrong and we should get rid of it. We agreed that police brutality is an issue that we should also get rid of. We agreed that protest in these kind of situations is fine. We agreed that looting and rioting is wrong and counterproductive. So the important things to this case, we agreed on every single thing with Elliot. But when we have a situation in the real world where all these things come together, we disagreed and we couldn't come to an agreement. Why is that? How can we agree on every single... We agree racism is wrong. We agree that protest is okay. We agree that looting and rioting is wrong. We agree police brutality is a problem we need to get rid of. How can we agree on every single thing, and then when it happens in the real world, we disagree? What the fuck? We literally had this conversation. And the reason is that we prioritize differently. And this is the most important message I think that I'll have in this Facebook Live, possibly, that's coming up right now. Aaron Dexter, you joined just in time. Oh my God, I'm almost out of drink. The thing is that all those things that we agree on, we need to prioritize them somehow. We need to rank them. We need to decide that what's more important. Is the protest more important, or is just stopping the looting and rioting more important? Like being against that? Or like what's more important? Or like, is it more important to be against the police brutality? Like, how do we do this? What do we do? And people, that's where we go in different directions. And the reason why I think this post that Elliot made is an issue is that Elliot prioritized something that is identical to what actual real white supremacists and racists post and put out there, and the message that they have. I'm not saying that Elliot is racist. I just said that I don't think he is. But try and understand this. The thing that he decided to prioritize, the thing that affected him, offended him, and made him speak out, is a meme that is like the most socially acceptable PG-13 version of what an actual racist, fascist, Nazi, white supremacist person would share on Facebook. And I know this because these type of memes are made by actual racist, white supremacist accounts and shared by them. Like, you can fucking go and look yourself on actual white power, white pride forums, 4chan and 8chan, there are threads. You can go on these accounts and websites and find these things. This is the key point. This is the key point. Someone shares a meme like this. Why do we care about this black man killed by a white person in America 4,000 miles away when no one cared about this white soldier killed by a black man at home? Why do we care about the Black Lives Matter protest when this Muslim immigrant killed this 12-year-old girl? Why do we care about this Black Lives Matter protest when in Chicago last night 18 black men were killed by other black men? Like, these posts are pushed out there by actual racists. Now, someone like Elliot who shares this, he doesn't agree with the actual racists. He posted this post, which is like, this is in the middle. This is his post. Then the actual racists, they go on. They create even more vile filth, right? They make like actual, like anyone can read it and say, oh, that's racist, that's wrong, that's pretty bad, like horrible things, right? But they don't post those on Facebook. They post the entry-level PG-13 versions, okay? That real racists know what the message is. Fuck that darky, you know? Fucking black guy come over here and kill our Lee Rigby. That's the message, you know? It's propaganda, people. It's propaganda. Now, if this is your priority, if you are agreeing with the most toned down racist propaganda, that's a problem, because you are supporting their base. Do you understand? You don't have to be racist yourself, but you are sharing the exact same content that they are. That exact same content, that exact same fucking memes that are on actual white pride, white supremacy, KKK fucking websites. You are sharing them. And you are sharing them as your priority. This is my most important. I got so offended. This is what I'm going to say. I'm not going to say, wow, this is crazy, like this police brutality. I'm so against this shit, you know. Like, I support the cause. I think we all should be equal. But you know what? That looting, that's terrible and it's counterproductive. You shouldn't do that. No. What you do is you share a meme that's the same one that actual racists share. And then when you get confronted by it, you defend yourself. That's a problem. And I want to say that this isn't about just Elliot. Many people do this. On all sides, like Trump says. Black people do this too. Christians, Muslims, whites, Asians, everyone does it. Everyone does it against the other person, the other group. They decide, this is me, this is what I care about the most. And that's where the problems start. So, okay, let's move on to what's the solution. Or like, how do I make up my mind? You know, like, how do I know what to think in every situation? Like, why don't I share stuff that white supremacists share? Like, why don't I do that? How do I know? Let me check my notes. I know there was something I need. There's a segue here. I'm missing a segue. Jesus Christ. Yeah, so like I was saying, so I think it should be a warning sign to anyone that if they are sharing the kind of material that actual racists are sharing, you need to think a bit, okay? You need to try and sort of widen your horizons a bit. Maybe you are thinking too narrowly about this situation. Maybe you are caring about a too small group of people. You know, it's not us versus them. It's not a zero-sum game that someone wins and someone has to lose. We can try and figure out a way where we can all win, you know? So, why do I care so much about this? Like, why is this a problem? Let's forget about Elliot now. We're done with him. We dealt with that already, okay? Let's talk big picture now. Most people that share this kind of content, most people that say all lives matter to someone that says Black Lives Matter, most people that say, what about this 12-year-old girl? I don't think they are racist, but I think they haven't thought things through. But the problem is that among those people, there are actual racists. So I'll tell you a story. I'll tell you a story from a race in Vegas. This was many years ago. I was, in my early 20s, I think. I was at a race in Vegas and we went to a strip club. And I want to tell you this story because it's like, I want you to understand that this is real. Like, people like this. People like this. We went to a strip club. We were sitting there and tipping dollar bills. You know how it works. A black girl comes on, does her dance. Everyone tips except one guy didn't tip. Someone said something. He said, I'm not kidding. He said, I don't give money to niggers. This is a guy who was successful racing RC cars. If he posted the same thing on Facebook, if I called him out, people would get mad at me and defend him. It's a real thing. It's not fake, People like that exist. Just want to put that out there. You don't have to be that level. You don't have to be that level of actual racist in your mind to be a part of the problem. You don't. You can be a person who thinks that they are not racist and you can still be a part of the problem. You can be like me who think like I'm for women's rights and feminism and that's it. And then I say, don't be a pussy. Like, what the fuck? Like, I can perpetuate the problem. I want you all to acknowledge that. So if someone called you out on something like that, don't defend it. Listen and think. If you truly are against something, then if someone says that, hey, I think you're making a mistake there, then fucking think about it. Okay, so why are people so inconsistent? Why? Let's think about this. In this situation, we agreed on everything. Okay, I said we forget about it now. We can have a situation where two people agree on everything, and then when there's a real situation in the world, they disagree. They disagree because one person is prioritizing one thing and the other person is prioritizing something else. So in this day that we are living in now, one person is like, my priority is to eliminate police brutality. I do hate looting and rioting, but I support the cause, I support the protests, I want to end police brutality, and I condemn the rioting. Another person is like, fuck this rioting, we had nothing to do with this, why are they harassing shop owners and stuff? And yeah, I'm against racism too. So the point of view is different. They agree on everything, but the point of view is different. Then another case could happen, and again, they agree on everything, but this time they prioritize the same thing. And now they are in complete agreement. And why is this? Because maybe one person has kept a very consistent way of thinking and consistently being for human equality and well-being of all. Like everyone has the same human dignity. Like I'm protecting human dignity of all. Like this is the best thing to do, I think. Okay? And then the other person hasn't, because he has chosen a team. He's chosen a group. And whatever that first thing was, where they didn't agree, his group wasn't suffering, so he didn't really care as much. But then something else, like a negative externality happened that affected him and his tribe, so he cared about that. So, police brutality didn't affect him, but the looting affected him or people he knew or people he loved or cared about, so he cared about that. Didn't care about the police brutality. Someone in the same situation as him, because they care about all people, even the people that they don't know, and not just the people they love, they have a wider, you know, a bigger circumference of fucking empathy. They disagreed on that subject. Then when it happened to them, there was something that affected them both, they agreed completely. So people are inconsistent. Why are people inconsistent? I think it's because most people never actually sit down and think for themselves, what is most important in life? What is the most important principle that I will fucking not compromise on? What is the most important thing that I don't give a fuck what happens, I'm not gonna compromise on this? That's important. And I think most people never think of that. So they just go with their feelings, their emotions. Oh, in this situation, it affects me, so I care deeply about this. Well, I don't really care about that because it doesn't affect me, but I feel bad about it. So they base their opinions on feelings, and it's like all over the fucking shop, depending on the situation. The people who have a very good, like, moral compass, like, boom, I know what I want. This is the most important thing. They are consistent, regardless of topic, regardless of situation, regardless of who is affected. They know what to fight for because they've made up their mind. And that's what I want people to do. Okay, let's, okay, fuck it. Fuck it, dude. Do I think I'm God? How the fuck do I know this? Like, why do I know this? Why do I think I know something more than someone else? Like someone that posts a meme like this, why do I think I know better than them? What is it? I think it's because I care. I think it's because I've researched this shit. I've thought about it. I've studied it. I have life experience to do with it. I think about it. I think my past is sort of unique in a sense because I live in Finland, but I have a black father, mixed race, and a white mother. So I'm mixed also. Then not only that, but my mother is a minority in Finland who is a Swedish speaker. So I'm a minority of a minority in Finland, okay? I think because of that, I never sort of automatically dropped into a certain group or a certain tribe. Like, this is my group. No, I was a bit of everything, you know? So because of that, I think it was only natural that I thought about these things. And I realized that it's not like that for everyone because many people are just one thing. Like they are just one thing and have one experience. And I actually have a lot of respect for people who are like that, still have a very open mind because they have no personal reason to strongly feel for some other group, you know? I can give an example from my own life. Like, I don't know gay people. I don't have gay friends. I'm not gay, you know, regardless of what some of you may think. So I don't really have that emotional connection to the troubles that gay people go through. So I can relate to people who are just one thing essentially and live one experience, and how there are all these different things happening in the world and they don't have that personal connection to it, yet they still care passionately about it. Like, I respect that. I have skin in the game in a sense in these things, and that's why it's so like natural and easy for me to be passionately engaged in them. So what I have learned because of my upbringing and my past is that I think that identity politics is really bad. And it's really bad because you box yourself in. And when you box yourself into a certain group, it's only natural that you care about that group more than something else. You want that group to be the best. Like, we are the best. We're Americans. America's the best. Or Europeans, or Finnish people, or white people, or Christians, or black people, or whatever. Like, even Black Lives Matter. Like, it becomes like a gang mentality. Like, we're all Black Lives Matter. Like, this is us. And like some of the people are like, we're so into it. Like, go and riot and loot and fucking kick that white store owner. Like, all sides do this. All people do this. This is a problem. You know, I don't like that. So I realized this, I noticed this, so I thought about it. Like, what's the most important thing? And the most important thing isn't to be a part of some group. No, I think the most important thing is that to recognize, to acknowledge that all human beings should share the same value. All human beings. Not just your group, all of us. So that should be like the cornerstone foundation, your moral compass north. Like, the most important thing that you don't compromise is that. That should be it. All lives matter. No, but seriously, that should be it. So when you look at the situation, you should determine, how do we solve this so everyone maintains their dignity, gets treated. How do we do this so all people can share the same human dignity? That's what you look at. And in this situation, it's very simple. It's, okay, so police brutality, racism, that's the problem. We cure that, there's no rioting and looting. Okay, so let's look at the source. That's the thing. And also, you have to look at, in society, all these different tribes, the tribe with the most power, that is where you should focus, because they have the power. They have the power to change things. Right? Okay, but anyway, let's move on. That's tricky to explain. That's tricky to explain, but I have a solution. Let's go to the solution. If we want to think about the country, like, what kind of country would be good? No need to name any names here, but we can all guess what we're talking about. I would explain a country like a family. So the government and its institutions is the parents. Those are the parents. And the citizens are the children. And so the government takes care of the children, essentially, and raises the children. The government provides the environment for the children to grow. And if that environment is good, then you'll have good outcomes. If the environment is bad, it's more likely you have bad outcomes. So what are the sort of things that I believe that a good country should have or shouldn't have? Now, I think a good country shouldn't employ the death penalty. Like, the country is killing its own citizens, certain of them, like certain citizens, for crimes. I don't think the death penalty should be a thing. I don't think that prisons should be for profit, where you actually make money if you put more people in prison. Sounds crazy. I don't think that the police should shoot to kill. No, I don't think that should be a thing. Like, you just automatically think it's normal, like shoot to kill. No. I don't think that there should be a war on drugs. I think drugs should be decriminalized. It should be treated as an illness. It shouldn't be legal, like shooting heroin in the street. No, but it shouldn't be something you get thrown in jail for. You get thrown in rehab. I think school funding shouldn't be from property taxes so that rich people have good schools and poor people have bad schools. I think all schools should be the same. I think that rich corporations, wealthy individuals shouldn't be able to buy politicians, legal bribery and lobbying, getting their way. I don't think that should be the case. I think that a good country, like good parents, they would give all their children healthcare. They would take care of their children's health. They would give their children opportunities so they can all go to school. They can all become what they want. They don't need to have money to go to school, you know? I think good parents would provide a positive, good environment, opportunities, activities, parks, infrastructure. I think they should make prison something where they try and rehabilitate, not punish. The goal should be to have as few prisoners as possible one day, not as many as possible. These are not like controversial ways of thinking. This isn't like some crazy pie in the sky thing. Like, these things all exist in some countries in the world. All of these things exist somewhere. It's just the way it is. It's fact. So yeah, am I like a narcissist, ego-driven, crazy person? Do I think I'm God? Like, do I think I'm changing the world with my posts? No, I don't think so. I think that voting in elections changes things. You can vote in different people. It changes things. But one single vote, it's not going to make a difference. I don't think anyone ever wins an election by one vote. So just me, just one person, I'm not making any fucking difference, right? But what if there were more people just like me saying the same things that I say? I think if there were more people like me, things would start to change. But hey, actually there are more people just like me. I'm just one of those people. I'm just one of those persons. So I'm the kind of person that I voted, and one individual vote doesn't make a difference, but them all together did. So I'm at least not a part of the problem. That's what I would say. So no, it's not like I'm changing the world. I'm not like an exceptional person in that sense. Like, I'm not someone that everyone knows. Like, everyone knows Martin Luther King or Gandhi or fucking all those fools. Right? I'm not like that. I'm just another guy. I'm just one vote. So no, you're wrong about that. And I don't know what difference I've made. I honestly don't know. I know some people have opened their minds a bit. That's already positive because they speak to other people. That's good. I know I'm not a part of the problem. I think that social progress always happens when enough people speak out for what is the right thing to do. And enough people who aren't directly affected by something speak out for other people. So if there's a minority of people and they are suffering for some reason, when enough of the majority say, hey, this is wrong, then things change. So I want to be one of those people, always, in every situation. So yeah, what do I think people should do? The people watching here, the people giving me shit on Facebook and hating me, saying that I'm an asshole. Yeah, I am an asshole. But what could they do to not be a part of the problem? What if someone actually watches this and feels like, you know what, I've shared those kind of things and I don't think that. Like, what should people like that do? I think people should really figure out what is the most important thing. Like, to them, do they feel that the most important thing is like all people should share the same dignity and be treated well, or only the people that are in their group? Like if, let's say, yeah, sorry, I call them fools. My sense of humor is very weird. Should only Americans get the best of the best and everything? Like, do you only care about Americans, for example, or do you care about everyone? Do you only care about white people, or do you care about everyone? Do you only care about Christians, or do you care about everyone? Like, make that clear for yourself, and then be consistent. Form your opinions, base your opinions on that. Seriously. Because, let's face it, like the police force, the government, all of these things, they aren't these like magical entities that just do shit. They're built up out of individual people. If a person that is sharing the same memes as actual white supremacists, but a person like that, if a person like that is a police officer, and then an actual white supremacist is doing some crazy shit, will that person actually do something? Will that person tell the actual white supremacist, hey, like, you're kind of harassing these people for no reason. Like, hey, let me handle this. Like, take a step back, dude. I'll handle this. Like, will they do that? I don't know that they would. So pay attention. Like, it's personal responsibility. Like, figure out what's really important and then stick to that. Really. People say, oh, you're so courageous because you speak out and you have a company. No, fuck. If you have a company, all the more reason for you to fucking speak out. That's what I think. Yeah. Yeah, I haven't really been reading any comments, so fuck you guys. Keenan, what topic am I avoiding? Should we do like a quick conclusion? Because that was so long. So people can just tune to this moment in time and we do a conclusion. Should we do a quick run through? Then I can post it as a highlight. Okay, we'll do a super quick run through. You put your money, you put your and my money where your mouth is. Yeah, sorry, Keenan. So give Lefty a raise. Nah. So, okay, quick conclusion. Super quick conclusion. Or recap, review. Quitting Facebook because there's so much fake shit from all sides that we can't even agree on the facts. It's impossible to have any kind of discussion. It's bullshit. It's a sewage. Icky. I don't like it anymore. It's no fun. Out of Facebook. Why am I an asshole? I'm an asshole because if I'm offensive to someone, then they will remember and maybe they'll think, Savoya told me my car's a piece of shit. If he had said it nicely, I wouldn't have given a shit. But he said my car's a piece of shit and I got triggered. I got so triggered that it motivated me. I thought about it and I improved it. And here we are 10 years later. You know, so if there's someone who hasn't really thought things through and I offend them enough, maybe they'll think, or maybe they'll bring it up to a friend and maybe the friend is a bit more woke. Maybe their friend will say something to them and they'll be like, oh, kind of has a point. It's possible. I don't want to be a part of the problem. So yeah, that's why I do that. Why do I care about America? Why do I post about America? Do I hate America? No, I don't hate America. I fucking love America. You know why I love America? Because America could be the shining beacon of light of the earth. You know why? Because America is a superpower in the world. America influences the rest of the world. Because America influences the rest of the world in many ways, it's important that America is a great country. The better America is, I think the better the rest of the world will be also. That's why I care about America. Yes, I care about American citizens too, but I care because of American influence on the rest of the world. If Finland is great, nothing changes in the world. If America is great, potentially things can change in the world. America won't put in place fucking horrible dictators in developing countries. They won't bomb civilians in other countries. They won't directly do shit like that. Also, they won't influence culture and society in a negative way, like being very divisive and against immigration and immigrants and all that. Like, America is very welcoming and open and friendly and kind. Other countries will follow suit. It's just how it works. Do I think Elliot Boots is racist? No, I don't. I don't think he's racist. I think he doesn't like racism, but I think he has some problematic views, just like I do. Well, actually, it's not really my views, but I think he has actually, from talking to him, some problematic views. I think he needs to do some introspection, some deep thinking. What does he actually believe? I think he really does need to do that. But is he a bad person? No. We all have issues. I say, that's gay. Don't be a pussy. Do I not like gay people or women? No. I'm for gay people. I'm for women. I'm for, the feminist movement and the stuff, like, not the crazy ones, but you get what I mean. Yet I say that. Why? I'm a hypocrite. That's right. We all are. We need to be better. We need to think about that shit. We're all biased. What did he do? He made an insensitive post. He made it the kind of post that actual racists make and share. Actual racist, white supremacist, fascist Nazis make terrible racist shit posts, right? But then they also make the kind of posts that you can share with the family, that you can put on Facebook. They share a message of, it's not about white people. There's no white privilege, black on black crime. Why do we care about this white man killing a black man 4,000 miles away when we didn't care when a black man killed a white man right here at home? The world goes nuts when one white man kills a black man in America, but over here we had this Muslim kill this 12-year-old girl and nothing happened. Like, it's all this, like, making it about race and delegitimizing the fact that some people actually, due to historical reasons and still today, are suffering, and they want equality and they're fighting for it. They're minimizing that. They are saying that it's not really an issue. We're all equal. There's no privilege anymore. You're just lazy. You're just a bum. You have a lower IQ. Blah blah. All these fucking things, right? So if that's your message, if that's what you're passionate about, if you're passionate about the most acceptable forms of racism, that's a problem. Yes, you don't go as far as the actual racists. You don't agree when they start posting their real racist shit, but you agree with their most milquetoast, watered down PG-13 version of their racism. That's a problem. So if you are that person, then you need to think, why did you passionately feel for this? Like, you are agreeing to an extent with the fucking horrible shitbags. Why? You are building their foundation. You shouldn't do that. That's not a matter of opinion. That's a fact. And you can do that even if you are against what they are saying. Remember that. Just like I said, I am against misogyny. I love women, right? I think women are equal. I think women are fucking better than men in so many ways. But I say don't be a pussy. What the fuck? I'm a hypocrite. You know? So we all have to do some thinking, right? We can be better. Why are we inconsistent? We are inconsistent because we don't make it clear for ourselves what the most important thing in the world is. What is our most important, non-negotiable truth, fact? I'm going to read something. I'm going to read something to you. and then we're done. Then we talk about RC. Listen to this. This, I think, my friends, this is the solution. I think you should base your ideology on the idea of equal human dignity, human rights, and the general well-being of all. Foundation. That's what you build it on. This doesn't mean that everyone has the same opportunities and the same amount of money and the same outcomes. No, it just means that the effort should be put into the fact that we provide everyone with opportunities. That's what government, that's what society should be. No, everyone isn't going to be as successful. Everyone doesn't work as hard. If you work hard, you're going to be super successful. If you don't work hard, you aren't. But we need to, let's fucking get everyone to a good level. Jesus Christ. I don't think a solution is to blame other people, fighting and blaming other groups like that. Those are the problem. We would have it so much better if it wasn't for those people. No, that's not going to fucking solve anything. JQ Racing would be so much better if it wasn't for fucking techno guys. No, it doesn't work that way. The thing is, today we live in a global world, and in a global world, it's not possible to find peace without expanding your empathy level to a global level too. Do you get it? Do you get what I'm saying? More division is not going to lead to peace. If solutions to today's problems are to be found, they need to be based on the notion that we all have equal human value at birth, and that as a society we should strive for fairness and equality. After that, you mix in all kinds of different ideas, but that should be the foundation of it. So you can't have police shooting to kill in a country like that. That's step one. And when you don't have that, then there wouldn't be those people looting and rioting. Boom. We just solved all the problems in the world. Okay, what was the next thing? JQ Racing. I'm quitting Facebook. What the fuck? Did a millionaire buy JQ Racing? No. Unfortunately, a millionaire didn't buy JQ Racing. Am I quitting racing or JQ Racing? No, I'm not quitting either. I'm still gonna be continuing. Will I be doing live videos somewhere? Well, I might keep Instagram. I might see about doing some lives there. I don't know. But what I do know that I'm doing is I'm doing YouTube videos. So I'll be doing YouTube videos, and I will probably do some lives there. You can stream on YouTube, so I'll do that instead. And is this part of an even bigger master plan of world domination? RC world domination, yes. We took a bit of a hit. The IFMAR presidential campaign was proving to be too successful, actually. So IFMAR filed a complaint that we were infringing on their trademark, which is quite interesting because we were running a presidential campaign to become IFMAR presidents, and they deleted our page of Facebook. So we're gonna have to regroup here, but basically, yes. So this too is a part of a bigger plan of RC world domination, but it's a different kind of domination. It's the kind of domination where I see a problem in RC and I want to fix it. So it's it's a bit of a different kind of domination. And then how do you think this will end? I think what's going to happen is that I'll always be hated. Always be hated in RC too. But there's also a funny thing about human beings, which is that when someone is in a position where it's easy to hate them because you don't benefit in any way by liking them, you just hate them. But then if someone is successful and popular enough, it becomes harder to like, people don't tend to then hate them unless they really hate them. Like, it's crazy. There are fucking pedophiles out there, convicted pedophiles, and people are all buddy-buddy with them. Like, what the fuck? Like, you're against it, but then you're all buddy-buddy. Like, we talked about this already. People, they don't think. People aren't. I'm not worried at all. I'm not worried for a second what people think about me or about JQ Racing. It's not gonna matter. You know why? Because when all these things work out, like, fuck, all these things I'm complaining and moaning about, if Mars starts improving, RCGP is running and it's good, when I make a new car, it's really good, people like it. Dude, people aren't gonna give a shit. Good race series, good this in RC, good car, fun in the pits, all that crap. None of this shit's gonna matter. That's just like, what am I trying to say? How is this gonna end? I think when JQ Racing becomes bigger and more popular here, in a bit, people are gonna forget. That's what's gonna happen. Yeah. Where do we send the donations? What donations? Greg, what donations are you sending? I don't know what's happening here. I missed the topic. What topic? What topic did I miss, Keenan? I don't know. I think I covered it. I repeated my main thing like 3 times at least. What topic? Let's make RC awesome together. Yeah, man, that's the next goal. We just cured the world and we solved police brutality and racism, so we're gonna move on to the next next stage, which is IFMAR. How are you gonna make it more popular? You know what? We are gonna talk about that on the podcast. I'm not gonna talk about IFMAR or RCGP or things to change RC here, because we are going to cover it thoroughly on the next podcast rant, because we have Jeff Keaton on. Jeff Keaton is a massive shit fountain, so it's going to be a good rant. It's going to be a really good rant. Any good weed in Finland? No, Finland is actually pretty strict on drugs and shit, so I don't really know. I mean, I don't think there's good weed in Finland. Like, how would I know? I don't smoke weed. That's kind of what I just assume. Someone likes the Telecaster I have. Yeah, it's a Harley Benton. Ifmar is watching from the yacht. You know, okay, you want some RC controversy here? Okay, let's do some RC controversy. So I was just looking at Roar and their finances. I find this pretty hilarious. Let's see. You want to hear something funny? So Roar is EFRA for America. IFMAR for America, the Federation. So they have their financial statements on their website. They have like $200,000 in the bank. What do they do to promote RC? I don't know, but they have $200,000. Their revenue is about $250,000 a year. So they pay one person 30 grand, administrator. They pay him 30 grand a year. Okay, yeah. I think there should be someone full-time working at these federations. But this is interesting. Travel expenses, $14,000. Okay, I guess raw officials maybe. RMT expenses. What is RMT expenses? $140,000 on RMT expense. What is RMT expenses? Someone tell me that. Copies and printing, $16,000. Postage and mailing, $9,000. Promotions, $2,000. So what the fuck are you guys doing? Seriously. Insurance, $27,600. Wow, that's, I guess everyone gets insurance with their license or something. But yeah, copies and printing, 16 grand. What the fuck? Okay, so okay, this is the latest one they have, 2016. Raw financial statement. $240,000 total revenue. Again, they pay the administrator 30 grand. Nationals, they spent 100 grand on nationals. Worlds, 42,000. Insurance, 30 grand. Wow. Office supplies, 3 grand. Postage and mailing, 4 grand. Website, 3,500. Promotion, wow, 6 grand. They spent $6,000 on promoting RC. That's amazing. And funds available, 215,000. I want to see this same thing for IFMAR. Who here wants to see this same thing for IFMAR? Because I do. So yeah, there's that. Oh wow, I can't believe we made it through. I was kind of worried about this. This Facebook Live, I was kind of worried about it because it's not easy, simple topics to explain, and especially to do it live and not be able to like do retakes and edits and shit. Wow, amazing. That raw website is trash. Yeah, well, they raw website trash. What are you talking about? They spent 4 grand. Let me check. They just spent 4 grand on that website. How dare you? Where did it go? You shouldn't stop these. We need to make a new Facebook page. Yeah, okay, hey, before I go, so IFMAR just fucking got Facebook to delete Keenan's campaign page. Now, there was some really good material on there, so I'm pretty miffed about it. So we're gonna have to create something new. So what do we call it? What do we call it? Like the IFRC, International Federation of RC, or if something else, if International Federation of Model Auto, Scale Motorsports, IFSC, International Federation of Scale Motorsports. What is, or KIFMAR. Keenan's IFMAR. KIFMAR. Start a new page. They might, you know what? I don't know. KIFMAR. Maybe. We have to think of a good one. Vote for Lefty is a vote for change. Lefty is coming up with his own slogans now. Vote for Lefty is a vote for change. They are going to delete the new one. No, How can they delete the new one if we don't mention IFMAR in any way? They have no case. So we come up with a code word for IFMAR. Instead of IFMAR, we say something with holiday club. Instead of IFMAR, we say Old Men's Holiday Club. OMHC. So we always refer to IFMAR as the Old Men's Holiday Club. So if that's what we're doing, then we aren't infringing on any trademarks. There's no way they can do anything. RCGP is yeah, it's on. New website soon. There's another exciting race that's gonna happen next year too. So yeah, there's a lot to look forward to next year. I hope that the COVID thing doesn't cause any disruptions for next year, so we can have a full season, and also that 5th race, which I'm not going to tell you about, but it's pretty exciting. OMHC, FIMS. IFMAR with an @ sign. I think that wouldn't fly. Docu-series, yeah, the documentary series on RCGP. I think the first episode should be released within a month, I guess. Like, it's supposed to be done by the end of this month and then released early next month. And then hopefully the 2nd, 3rd and 4th episodes are then relatively quickly, like within a few weeks, like a few weeks between each one. Corey, you're gonna have to go back and watch this from the beginning when I'm done, because it got emotional. Leftmar. Oh, what did Paco say? Because he killed Enrico Maloney. Where's Paco? OMHC, yeah, okay. No, I hope you don't delete your Facebook page right away, so people who didn't see this get a chance to watch it. Well, yeah, 24 hours. I'll give it 24 hours. I'll put it on YouTube also. So how was that? Was that okay? Were my points good enough? Clear enough? There were like 300 people watching for a lot of it, so at least I put it out there. If people don't want to, people can believe what they want, but if they don't want to believe the words that I spit, what can I do? International Federation of Supreme Overlords. That's a good one. IFSO. International Scale Motorsports Federation. ISMF. That's a good one. I like that. ISMF. Let's do that. $100. He will open. There will be no deletion. He will open a new fake account. I have to have a fake account just so we can still have the pages like JQ Threads and JQ Racing. But yeah, I'm not going to be on Facebook. You know. Like, but there has to be an account that sort of owns those pages. When will I go back to USA? I don't know. ISMF. Okay, so we're gonna start a new ISMF page, and basically since our campaign was shut down, we just need to be a federation ourselves. So if you can't join them, beat them. So that's what it's going to be. We're going to start our own federation on Facebook. We're gonna put out guidelines and all this shit, and hopefully maybe they adopt some of them. I don't know. Supercross is on. Oh my god! I need to end this Facebook Live. Supercross is on. Anyway, so it's been emotional. Last ever Facebook Live. Thank you, everybody. And someone please end this. Jesus. I wanna... Hey, isn't it West Coast now? So we got that crazy guy riding. Jet Lawrence. Jet Lawrence is back. So I need to go. I need to watch some Supercross. Come on. Help me out. You know what to do. Keenan loves me, even though he says that I'm a cunt. See? We're all hypocrites. We all do that crazy shit. Yes, Paco, I knew I could trust you. By the way, before I go, oh my god, I'm gonna have to share a story with you. This box, I have repacked this like 4 times now. Because I'm trying to send it to Oaxaca, Mexico, to Paco. Oh my god. So he ordered some oils and some clothes, and I packed it all up, and I'm going like, fuck, how do we say, oh, don't send it mail because Mexican Post is messing things up. Okay, I'm gonna go and see DHL, try and send it. It was like fucking $200 or something, $169 or something. And I was like, that's too much. And then he's like, oh, but don't put the oils in because DHL said that there's all these regulations. Just, okay, take the oils out, repack, go back in. Still $169. I have an account with DHL. How much is it to ship this with the account? $495. I'm like, why the fuck would you give me an account that like triples the price? What the hell is that all about? Like, why do I have an account with DHL that makes it more expensive to ship than if I just walk up to the counter and ship it? How ridiculous is that? World's dumbest thing ever. So then I come back, I'm like, I'm gonna ship it some other way now. And then, so I pack it up, I do all the shit. Then Paco's like, hey, you know what? If you ship it by mail, then you can also ship the oils. I'm like, oh my god, this fucking guy is killing me. So then I have to repack it again, put the oils in again. Okay, then I wait, then I do. I'm like, it's over 5 kilos now. So it's gonna be like super expensive again. If it's under 5 kilos, it's not expensive. If it's over 5 kilos, it's really expensive. Paco, you're not getting your fucking oils. I opened it again, removed the oils, just packed the clothes, and I did it. And this is it. I'm shipping this. I just gave you extra hats and shit to make up for the money that you paid for the oils. So you can't complain. I'm done. And I packed it in an associated box just to mess with you. Okay? There. There's my rant about trying to ship to Mexico. Oh, I love you, Paco. Okay, i dragi.